So what is it? What is this obvious thing that everybody knows is true, but we haven't linked to chronic illness? It's what happens when you sleep. And I think that something that should be happening when you sleep is not happening for people who develop chronic illness. It happens to them gradually over the years. So a normal human being, a healthy human being, they go to bed at night, and then at some point in the night, they slip into ketosis because they haven't eaten in a while, and the body starts to heal you. It starts to heal the day-to-day stresses and strains of living. When you tripped on a curb and you slightly sprained your ankle, it starts to heal. You banged your knee, you bruised yourself, you squeezed a spot, you ate something that didn't quite agree with you. All of the damage that goes on a day-to-day basis, very, very minor damage, is cleaned up and tidied every night whilst you sleep. But if for some reason you do not go into that healing mode, then you would expect that your general state of health would decline gradually over time. Now, there are two things that can stop you from going into that mode that I can think of so far, and I'm quite sure other people will come up with other ways as well. But the two that I've discovered so far is not sleeping well enough. And the second one is being in fight or flight. And of course, we all know that a lot of us are in fight or flight a lot when we've got chronic illness. We might get into it because we are in pain. We might have been in it already and now we're in even more pain. Chronic illness is tied up with being in fight or flight because pain causes stress, stress causes inflammation, and inflammation causes pain and stress and inflammation, and round it goes. Tied up in all of that is poor sleep and no healing. Doesn't it seem really obvious? Doesn't it seem too obvious? But actually, I think that might be the case. That's why the first thing I did when I healed was to go on a 3-day fast, which triggered ketogenesis, which started healing lots of stuff in my body. And then I made it even better by not adding foods that I was intolerant to when I started doing intermittent fasting and introducing safe foods and working out which ones weren't safe. And so my body was able to live in this sort of safe mode of being able to live in ketogenesis and also not being damaged further. Now, the other thing that I found out the other day, which kind of triggered off this whole mental cascade, I believe it was the Diary of a CEO episode, where this expert was talking about wheat and the damage that it does. He described this kind of cheesecloth strainer thing that goes down through your alimentary canal, and when you eat wheat, it makes holes in it. And these holes are where food escapes into your bloodstream, which activates your immune system, which then causes more inflammation, more stress, more pain, stress, inflammation. So you've got two things. You've got this lack of sleep caused by fight or flight or a poor mattress, not decent sleeping arrangements, whatever it is that's causing your lack of sleep. Have you considered the possibility that you might have sleep apnea and that's getting in the way of your sleep? I also saw another episode where this guy was talking about your nose being blocked and the deleterious effects of not being able to breathe through your nose over a long period of time. Again, caused him problem with his sleep, and so his health declined. And I think it was only 3 weeks that he went with a completely blocked nose, and he said it was hell on earth. So if that's you, if you've got sleep apnea or a blocked nose, please go and see your GP straight away and comment below. Thanks very much. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you get better or start to get better. So I've created a guide to explaining this, along with links to the videos that I've talked about and any clinical studies to back up the science behind it, because I realise that I'm not a doctor and I'm suggesting something to you that is quite doctory. So I'm going to provide a guide to you, and the description will contain all of my claims so that it can be properly vetted and you can decide for yourself if I am correct. And this is why I'm kind of excited. I would like to do an experiment, because there is no way in hell that we are going to be able to convince the healthcare providers in our various countries to change the way that chronic illness is treated without proof. Would you like to get in on that? would you like to participate in a community of people with long COVID who are trying to get better and trying the various strategies that I use to see if they work for them? What we're going to do is we'll give you a series of questionnaires on the way in the door, and then you're going to try various things. You're going to say which bits that you are going to try, and then we'll give you questionnaires again to see your sleep scores, your pain scores, and your energy scores. So we're going to do a little bit of data analysis around it, and so we're going to try and prove to the medical establishment that chronic illness is treatable over a long period, and hopefully we're going to get you all back out there and enjoying life again, because nobody deserves to live like this. It's an absolute effing nightmare, and we just need to get rid of it. Wouldn't it be so cool? I mean, the symmetry of it. Long COVID was named by people on social media. Wouldn't it be crazy if long COVID was cured by people on social media as well? That would be two firsts in one syndrome. If you want to participate, then comment "Get the Guide." That will put you on my mailing list, which will ensure that when the community is ready, you will be offered a place. And that's it, really. And thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. I am so excited about everything that's happening. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.